Well, it seems as if every 2 or 3 days we have information coming out about players that were reached out to by CWI but decided to turn down the offer for one reason or another. Brandon King is the latest name that we are hearing. Now, based on reports, CWI personnel has reached out to him, but he declined, saying that he has one eye set on the upcoming T20 World Cup, so he wasn't going to take them up on the offer. We're going to take a look into that because there's a representative from Brandon King's camp that spoke to the Jamaica Observer, and it's all here. Also, I'm going to give you a quick recap or an update on how two hot test matches are going on. We have Pakistan taking on Australia, and we have India taking on South Africa. Some good quality cricket being played, so I'm going to give you an update on how the players are doing. Just give a listening ear until the end, and one way to show your support is hitting that subscribe button. All right, so let's get straight into the Brandon King story. Now, when the lead selector Desmond Haynes did his gave the squad, he would have indicated that a few players decided that they weren't going to take up the offer. And then days after, we heard about Darren Bravo, then we heard about Shea Hope. You understand, we're just hearing things through the grapevine, not directly from the CWI direct selector, right, or the selecting committee. Now, the latest player now is Jamaican batsman Brandon King. And the Jamaica Observer, where I'm taking the information from, they did an interview with GGSM, that is a sports agency that manage Brandon King, right? Their director, Brad Gillins, spoke to the Jamaica Observer, and based on what he's saying, Brandon King was reached out to, but he declined, saying that he has one eye set on the upcoming T20 World Cup. Now, Brandon King is one of those players, whenever you ask him about playing test cricket, he's always saying that he wants to play test cricket, and test cricket is definitely a part of his plans going forward. But, we're still yet to see him in any. I think a couple months ago, he was given the opportunity to play some red ball cricket. Wasn't too fruitful in that, but he keeps on saying that he wants to, he definitely wants to play. Right, so this is what Brad Gillins said, and I quote: Brandon had opted out of the opportunity to be a part of the West Indies test squad for the tour of Australia. Right, he went on to say King had meetings with both the head coach Andre Coley and head of selectors Desmond Haynes, and given the circumstances on the upcoming T20 World Cup, he has decided to focus on gaining more experience and preparing for the T20 format. He went on to say, it's important to note that playing test cricket remains his ultimate goal, and he is sincerely grateful to have been considered for the opportunity. They said Brandon hopes to be considered for a future test series and is committed to pursuing his passion for the longer format of the game. End quote. So that is the information given by Brad Gillins, the director of the sports agency that represents Brandon King. Brad Gillins, Mr. Brad Gillins, right? The director that represents the director for the agency that represents Brandon King, saying that King is committed and still wants to play. It's just that he is trying to get all the experience needed as he goes into the T20 World Cup. Well, one thing I can say, with home conditions being in our favor and all of our players that were expected to play test cricket deciding that they are going to use the time to get experience, we're not supposed to win the T20 World Cup then, man. We're not supposed to win the World Cup. Kyle Mayers, Jason Holder, Shea Hope, Brandon King. Who else am I missing? These guys were reached out to play some test cricket. All are expected to be important players in our T20 World Cup challenge. So all of them trying to get experience and getting prepared. So we're not supposed to have any problem, man. We're supposed to, with home conditions in our favor and everything, we're supposed to win with ease. Supposed to win with ease then, man. But we shall see. We shall see, you know. I always hear something say those who live the longest see the most. So we shall see. In all honesty though, King is one of them players that you would definitely hope takes the opportunity to become an all-format player. You understand? Not a lot of first-class cricket in his bank, right? CWI obviously wants to try with him. We have heard it before where they're saying that guys like Joseph, Brandon King, Alec Arthanes, these are guys that they're looking to be a part of leadership group going forward in the different formats for us. We have heard them say, the selectors saying before that they want Brandon King playing Test cricket. But he said that it's his ultimate goal. So we shall see. We shall see. We shall be around to see. Anyways, I just wanted you guys to know that, right? All of that went on, meeting, all of that, and the fans weren't made aware that, I mean, we don't have to get every intricate details, you know, but yeah, that's another player that was reached out to, and thing. It's just the same way if the selector wasn't pressed, we wouldn't have heard about Bravo or Shea Hope being reached out to, but that's how the thing said. Anyways, let me give you some real cricket, test cricket, give you some update on how things are going. So we have Australia taking on Pakistan, and this is the second test match here, second test of 3, and at the end of day 2, we would have seen Australia still in the lead. They are leading by 124 runs. So in the first innings, Australia made 318 all out, Pakistan 194 for 6. So they still have some way to go. Now let me give you the scorecard for Australia. David Warner 38, Usman Khawaja 42, Marnus Lamashane 63, returning to form somewhat. Steve Smith 26, Travis Head 17, Mitchell Marsh 41, Alex Carey 4, Mitchell Starr 9, Pat Cummins 19, Nathan Lyon and Hazelwood 8 and 5 respectively. Now bowling for Pakistan, my viewers and subscribers, Jamal, you know, really did well. A youngster, new to the team. He actually picked up 3 for 64. He has picked, you know, he picked up 3 for 64. Afridi has 2. Hassan Ali has 2. So those are the main contributors with the ball there so far for Pakistan. Now Pakistan at the end of day 2, 194 for 6. They have Rizwan and Jamal at the crease still. Now Shafiq, he looked good. He made 62. Iman Ol-Haq made 10. Masood, the captain, he made 54. Babar Azam was bowled by Mitchell, by Pat Cummins for 1. Brilliant delivery. It so happened that I was looking at the game at that time when he got out. Very good delivery to get rid of him, my viewers and subscribers. You know, bowled all over the place. And as I said, Mohamed Rizwan is there on 29 and Jamal is on 2. Bowling for the Australians so far, Pat Cummins have 3 for 37. Nathan Lyon has 2 for 48. And Josh Hazelwood has 1 for 29. So that is how that game is going. Australia, they still lead by 124 runs. And that's the end of day 2. So day 3 will be going on later on tonight. Let me quickly give you an update on how things are looking between South Africa and India. Very tight game here. South Africa, they lead by 11 runs. India, in their first innings, they scored 245 all out. South Africa batting, they are 256 for 5. And, you know, that's the end of day 2. For India, Jiswal made 17, Rohit Sharma 5, Shubman Gill 2, Kohli 38, Shiris Iyer 31, and we would have seen KL Rahul getting a second century in South Africa. Very good century, 101 of 137. So those were the top scorer there. Bowling for South Africa, Rabada, my viewers and subscribers, leading the way with 5 for 59. The newcomer, Berger, he has 3 for 50, and Marco Jensen picked up 1. So those are the main contributors with the ball for South Africa so far. And in South Africa's batting innings, we would have also seen a century from Dean Elgar, who is set to retire from Test cricket pretty soon. So there's a lot of talk going around where they are trying to convince him not to. But apart from him, my people, the South Africa batting card look really weak, and he's actually not out on 140. Aiden Markram made 5. Tony, he made 28. Peterson 2. David, he made 56, and those were the really, you know, nobody else really made it double digits. So Dean Elgar will continue on 140, and he is there with Marco Jensen, who is on 3. So South Africa leading that game there by 11 runs. And the wicket takers so far for India, Boomer has 2, Mohammad Siraj has 2, and Krishan has 1. So those are the wicket takers there, my peeps. And that is pretty much it for this update. Just continue to stay close and stay tuned to the channel, and the updates will keep coming. Sports to the bone, keeping you informed. Big up.